to talk about baby Doge. It kind of looks like we might be pushing a little bit higher. So let's talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's go over this. So as you guys can see, we are at 8Z14. So that's pretty decent right now. 13.5 million in volume, 24 hours is at 5.1% up in the last 24. Last 7 days, we are at 5.2. Last 14, we are at 22%. And in the last 30, we are at 14.2% at 8Z1400. I recently noticed something here inside of Baby Doge. So I'm going to kind of break down what I'm noticing here. So for one, I've seen a lot of patterns like this, okay? We've seen a lot like this. And also, you can kind of say that, hey, we hit a decent support as well, right? We hit a decent support as well. We've hit it multiple times. And it's a minor support line, one that I did not notice before, but now I'm kind of noticing is now that it's hit that level again. We've hit this level so many times, and it's on both directions. So once here, very briefly here, very briefly here as resistance, very briefly here as support. Well, the one below it was support actually, so not the one that we're actually at now, but the one below it was support. And then we had it very recently, not recently, well, July's recently. Anyways, we had it right here as support, and so on and so forth, right? Another area we recovered around there. So lots of volume tends to happen around this price here, around about 8Z 1269 or whatever, right? So that is what built us all the way up to here, right? But now it kind of looks like it's about to push up higher, and I'll explain why. But you also have a risk to the downside. And over here, you can see the last time we hit this level, right? We pushed up there, we got rejected, pulled back a little bit, and then continued on a uptrend. You can kind of see the same thing is possible here. It could pull back a little bit and then continue on that uptrend, kind of similar to how we did it before. And, it kind of is a little bit similar here. But another thing that looks very similar is the percent R trend exhaustion. So this is where it peaked out, pulled back, and then it had that huge uptrend. So we're kind of in the same area here where we're about to peak out, but we haven't necessarily done it yet. And that's why I said it looks like there's a little bit more room upwards, right? And it could look something like this, and then seeing that downtrend from there. And I've seen a lot of charts that have looked similar to this. So that's why I believe there could be a decent little pump from here. So I think that it's inside of a good space to go a little bit higher. I'm really targeting 1500 before we possibly see a pullback and possibly breaking past 1500 also. So that's just a level that I've really been targeting. So that's just what I've been seeing. Now, if we look at the 1 hour chart, it's a little bit overbought, and this is where the risk to the downside comes. Lots of resistance in this area. I'll show you here, as you can see, lots of resistance in this area. But look at how it's squeezing up here at the top. This is an indication that a breakout may actually happen, right? So it's looking slightly bullish, but you still have to be careful here. You don't want to do something that's like irrational at these levels, right? Anything could really happen, and we kind of got a little bit of a pattern here. So this thing could go in a lot of different directions. So I'm also seeing a pattern here with this, and it does kind of look like a bullish triangle. So if this is a bullish triangle, this is in fact a bullish pattern right here. We can zoom in. This is the bullish triangle. And then if you pull this up, bullish triangle. So it looks like a bullish triangle. We got the uptrend, and then we got the flat line up there, bullish triangle, right? And that's exactly how it's looking right now. So I think that we're about to have a breakout here. Now, let's talk about the risk to the downside. The percent R trend exhaustion is showing that we are over exhausted on the upside a little bit and overbought And look, typically when we get these red bars right here with these red down arrows, it indicates that we're about to have a downtrend. We had the first red bar, we pulled back. And then you can see we kept going. Now we have the second red bar, but it hasn't thrown up one of those red downward arrows. So it hasn't necessarily hit that area where it'll pull back. So we still have strength to go higher. The highest that it can go on a percent our trend exhaustion is all the way up here. So my guess is we pump, pull back a little bit, maybe halfway, quarter way, or maybe half, and then pump again. And what that would look like here on the charts is us pushing higher, hitting this resistance around 1450, then pulling back a little bit down to 1400. And I know I got an ad blocker on, but I don't have the ad blocker on TradingView. I don't know why I'm showing you this. I don't use the ad blocker on TradingView, right? Only for everything else. And I don't even use ad blocker on everything else, right? I don't even know why I keep showing that. I think it's ridiculous. Anyways, we pull back here to this 1400 level. And then we have all the way up here at 1500 after that. So I think that we are about to have a push upwards. So we should see baby doge rising in a little bit. But yeah, that is definitely a bullish triangle. And I mean, it's not a perfect bullish triangle, and that's why I mentioned risk to the downside, but it could be what it looks like. And that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a bullish triangle. So we'll see. And this up here just looks so bullish. Look at how it's pushing up like that. Like this is definitely a bullish triangle, and I'm pretty bullish on this. Even though it's overbought and overexhausted on the upside, I think that we still have more upside potential. Um, anyways, so we have over here, this is the Baby Doge developer wallet. First of all, we have 1,897,000 holders now. We had 1,896,000 for the longest, but we have upgraded and we have went up a lot. This is the dev wallet. The dev wallet, they just sold 345. Well, they just transferred $345,000 from here 29 hours ago. And then you can see it goes to this wallet, but 145,000 goes in, as you can see here, but only 166,000 goes out. So they kept a lot of the money here in this wallet. All right. So they did that. And then if you keep looking at the other transactions, you can see 166,000 went here. And then we had more coming in to here, 166,000 went in here, but only 157,000 left. And I think when they do this, they have a team, and I feel like they just have so many wallets, and they just have so much money in some of these wallets, and they just kind of they use it, they wash it. I mean, because they don't like to sell directly from the dev wallet to like Binance or to PancakeSwap liquidity. They don't like to do that. They like to kind of wash the trade, right? And I'm not saying this is wash trading, but they're washing it, like they're sending it to multiple wallets when they could just send it directly to Binance to sell it, or they could send it directly to PancakeSwap. So, anyways, the money then goes here, and then yeah, there's a lot of transactions in this wallet, and I'm not about to go through all these transactions. There's 3,732 pages. So, yeah, if you multiply that by I think it's like 50 per page. Like you just get a ridiculous number. I'm not about to go through all that. All right. So I don't know if they actually sold or if they had like a wallet that they're just kind of leaving it in. They just wanted to sit in. And you know, that's why they call it wash trading. Like you wash it so then people can't track it. So you can't really like you can track it, but you gotta go all the way back 29 hours ago. And they have new transactions every single second. So it's like you can go back and you can try to find it, but they washed this trade pretty good, and you will find it. You know, you just keep going back and back and back and back. But it's just a little bit too much work. About 10 more times of this, and you'll eventually get to it, right? But anyways, all right. So they have made a post about crypto.com. Hopefully we can get listed. It says one meme coin you can't build a portfolio without, and as you can see, Baby Doge has entered the chat. So yeah, but yeah, this is them trying to get listed to what's it called, trying to get listed to crypto.com. So anyways, yeah, this that would be really nice if we got listed to crypto.com, by the way. But yeah, this does look like a bullish triangle. I'll try to get this video out as soon as possible. But yeah, I've been a little bit busy lately traveling. I'm out here in the Philippines. That's why I haven't been able to do the same 5 videos a day like I was. But I'm catching up. So I'm definitely gonna be doing that. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and it's financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section, and as always, I'll be back with another video.